Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here to talk about the challenge, season 41, episode 11. And with me to do so, as always, is Matthew. How are you doing today, Matthew?
I am doing good. The Blue Jays just advanced to the next round, so it's a fun day, fun weekend coming for me, and really enjoyed another episode of the challenge, so can't complain.
Can't complain. And making their first FaceTime appearance on the channel. We've seen him in the comments for a couple of years now. You might also know him from Sequester. It was season 2 of Sequester's live version, correct? 3?
3 and 4.
Oh, 3 and 4. Okay. But you saw him on Sequester during the beginning of the pandemic when things were crazy. That's where I first met you. Is Jay West. Welcome to the challenge.
Oh, yay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. Big challenge fan. Been watching the challenge forever. That's my first reality TV show that I fell in love with. That got me into this world. So I'm excited to talk to you guys.
Sweet, super sweet. So like I said, I knew who you were from Sequester, and I actually, I can probably say it now, but I was supposed to be on the last season of Sequester. I did get the call. I was making arrangements to go, but then COVID actually happened, and I wasn't able to travel across borders, so I wasn't able to be on that last season. So we would have met in person.
The season with Brent and Muna and everyone, yeah.
Exactly. Because they cut down those numbers. I think it was supposed to be 20. They cut it down to 13 to people that were able to get there. And I was one of those people that couldn't get there. So, yeah, my live org, origin story never got to happen. But you're here.
I'm here. I'm happy to finally meet you online. I never got to play with you, never even got to meet you in person. We both was even at the event in New York just recently, and I'm so sad that I didn't even get to see you.
Well, because he didn't come to the after party. Like, I definitely was at the event. We were both in the same, the big studio or the big stage. And I did see you go up on stage once. I didn't end up going up on stage with my group. And then I thought I'd see you at the after party, but you didn't come.
So I'm not from the New York area. I'm from the South Jersey area, so it's only an hour away. But I stayed at my friend's house, and he wanted to leave, and a bunch of people that they were with wanted to leave, so I was outnumbered. So I really didn't have a say.
I mean,
so
it was so fun. We met, we were hanging out with all the fun stars. The reality stars. Did they not care about any meeting Izzy?
Yeah, I was chilling with Izzy for a while. Izzy's so down to earth. Can you guys hear me? I'm breaking up. Yeah, Izzy's so down to earth. She's like, I met Izzy, her girlfriend, everyone at the bar right before.
Oh, okay, yeah, you did go to the bar beforehand, but yes, everybody was there after, so it would have been fun to finally get to meet you. We were doing a little bit of karaoke in the beginning because there was a karaoke setup there as well, and it was also a big bar. So next time, but I don't know. We won't be into New York probably until season 50, so 6 months from now. Well, okay, so you're saying a little bit about the challenge being your first show that you kind of fell in love with. I think we need to take a temperature of where you fall in what you love about the show, because we know Matthew here really loves the drama, really loves everything kind of getting a little bit messy, really kind of over the actual physicality of things and maybe the competition elements. So where do you stand in what you love about the challenge, and which characters that are left on the season are you kind of rooting for?
Okay, so I started watching the challenge. I grew up an athlete. I always played sports, so I'm on a line of the physicality of the aspect of it. But when they started adding Big Brother players and Survivor players, it was Natalie and Victor in them first season. So that's made me even start watching Big Brother. So I'm like, who are these people? Because I remember Are You the One, Tori, Cam, all of them are from South Jersey or my area. So I remember all of them getting on the challenge from Are You the One, the shows I used to watch. So I'm like, Nelson, everyone getting on. So I was in love with the challenge. And once they finally started doing the branch to CBS, that made me watch the CBS shows. But then I realized I love social strategy games, not just physical. And that they had the tribunal a couple times. They had all of these different elements to where you can, talk to the jury or talk to the winners and try to dictate who you want to go into elimination with. So I love the challenge on how it is now. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a huge fan of the finals anymore, strictly because it's just like, well, I love Ashley. When Ashley when she took Hunter's money, Ashley's just a gem. And honestly, I think I'm cheering for Ashley a whole lot this season, just because she makes the show still feel original. Yes, I'm a drama. I'm Messy West to the T. That's me. But yeah, a lot of players that I'm cheering for now, since I'm a big like CBS watcher now. I'm cheering for a bunch of the rookies. I love the girls. Dee, she's not really getting a great edit, but we're gonna talk a lot about it this episode. Yeah, America, she's playing it safe, playing it right in the middle. Obviously, since I'm a big challenge fan, this is the show that I watch. I remember Aviv when she won with Darrell, and it was just like surprising to see her come back, and she's still doing a thing. Like, people looking at her as like one of the top competitors, and it's great to see because she's, in the running as a big threat a lot of the times. So
I thought you were about to say old. I was about to come for you.
No. It was funny because if I would have came on last season, I have a pink challenge jersey. I was gonna wear as the freshman, and that's my class I should have been playing with. But no, I love a lot of the players. I'm cheering for a lot of the girls. Michaela, even. It's just like I think the challenge now, it's more competitive because they have a even playing field with everyone. Back in the day, it was always just Laurel, Cara Maria, and and then when Tori came, that was the next big thing, and it was just those three girls. Oh, and Cara Maria. I mean, is it Cara Maria? Yeah. No, not Cara Maria. Camilla.
Oh,
so it was just like those four girls.
But
I know. Sorry.
Back then, before.
Those four girls were mainly like the four girls that always got to the end. Always were Evelyn as well, but it was just girls that you knew that were gonna go. But now that Jenna, all these other players just started coming and making the game fun to watch, and then they started implementing Ashley with like the politicking. I just love the challenge. It's just so unfiltered. So
yeah, I think something that you said that I often think about is the like emergence of like Big Brother and like all these.
And the meaning of life is.
But
okay, Matthew.
Oh, I'm frozen.
You was frozen.
You might be fine now.
Okay. So the thing that I loved about reality TV in the like early 2000s up until like honestly like 5-6 years ago is people were so real and they would cast different people. And I know like Survivor, The Challenge, The Real World, which ultimately became The Challenge. And you got to see people be flawed and real on those shows. And then about 5 years ago, The Challenge and Survivor, they stopped really editing people that way. And it just became all physical. The Challenge specifically became like 80% physical, 20% strategy. But they stopped showing as much of like the messiness, like people being flawed individuals, which is what makes the show interesting. And I think this season has kind of taken a step back towards showing people be flawed. We're seeing like Ashley and Nani and Aneesa having this turmoil and like they're getting drunk and they're making mistakes. And we're seeing that with Will, who's having like these outbursts. And 3 seasons ago, or on season 40, we never really saw that. We saw like 30 seconds of a fight between Cara and Laurel. But other than that, there was very minimal conflict on the whole season. But this season's actually embracing that. And it's showing us, hey, like these people are fucked up. Like they're on MTV for a reason. Like they're not like normal, sane individuals. So like, let's not pretend that they are. So I really like what they're doing now. And I think like the challenge was built on people being dumb, drunk, and crazy. And like, let's not just have Casey and Fessy dominating the show, because they're not interesting people, as physically dominant as they are.
Yeah.
So to me, like, this season has taken a step back in the right direction. And seasons 35 to 40 were really just like kind of more or less the same. But I just am continuing to be amazed at how they're editing this season compared to others.
Absolutely. So, Jay West, how do you feel then, since you're an OG Challenge fan, about CT being taken out last episode by Theo and Adrienne? He was able to send them, like, CT, our legend, home. How do you feel about that? And how do you feel about how the people have been treating him in the house?
Honestly, like, a big CT fan. Let me put that out there first. I love CT. I love what he did when he went over to the Traders and everything. He's like 2-time winner in all these shows now. But I think it's karma. I still remember. I still remember like it was yesterday. I don't know if it was Veronica or Aneesa who we were talking to. He was
Veronica.
saying, you know what I'm about. He's like, you're the worst person on the cast. And it's like, you were so blunt, but you were the greatest. But now it's all these new threats that are good, that can do the same thing as you. And you continue to play, CT, people will respect you, but you can't play that game where you can just dodge eliminations. Now you got to earn your stripes again. A lot of these players, they came into the game never watching the game before, which is stupid. But at the end of the day, that's what we love now, because it's a messy game. And they coming in not knowing what the game really is. So we're watching it like, oh shit, like they're really like, we're watching Will. Like, he like, oh, I thought I had something with Dee. But realistically, Dee, she playing the game. She's trying to climb up the ladder and fuck with bananas. I'm super unfiltered. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
But realistically, I love CT. I didn't want to see him go to the final, but I hate to see like all of the OG players go. Because like we are watching the challenge, right? So we don't want to watch all these other shows without one of our players here. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So
to hold it down for sure. But that's a really good point, though. It's his karma for how he's treated some of his past players.
And honestly, it's not even just Veronica. Like, he did it to Big T as well. Like, he did not want to be partners with her, didn't think she was good enough. I mean, Big Easy dating way back. So he has a history of not treating his team with the most respect. And this is the first time that he's been treated with disrespect. So other
than War of the Worlds 2, he wasn't really, they didn't love him on the team, but he did end up winning, obviously.
I mean, that was a little different. Like, he wasn't picked to be on the US team, which I think offended him. But
it's not as bad as these other.
They weren't like blatantly disrespecting him, but he still controlled the UK team's like strategic game. And like when they wanted to throw challenges, it was because CT was signing off on that. So I think like this season, not only did people not want to be partnered with him, but he had no pull strategically either.
So what do you guys think, I suppose I'll talk to you, JS, first, about this whole super alliance that's forming? You know, it's pretty much everybody that's not part of the UK alliance and Olivia. Everybody else is kind of banding together. Are you on that side? Do you think it's unfair? At the end of this episode, we hear Adrienne say that all those people are sheep. Like, what are your thoughts on the divide that's happening in the house?
I think it's a scare route. Everyone just want to stay another week, right? That's how people play the game, especially the newer era players. These newer players, they're not playing to win. They're just playing for like TV time. Mm-hmm. So they're not really playing the game. They're like not saying much. They're not doing much. But it's these other players that, you know, from us watching these shows enough, you know who's going to be in danger when the episode starts off with them. We'll be like, oh, we forgot about him. We forgot about it. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. The big alliance is something that always happens, but I don't think it's going to be super necessary. It's going to crack, right? And then it's going to make people want to go against the people in the alliance, and those people who aren't in the alliance that didn't get, I don't know, who didn't get anybody to go after them. They might be a great value to the players, but I think it's just a safe thing. You know, everyone's playing scared. They want to like get out the players. Everyone's saying they want to run with strong players at the end, which isn't true. You know how it is.
Which team would you be siding with though? Who would you want to be working with?
If I was in the house, I would definitely want to work with the players who are winning the dailies, because if you're winning the dailies, I want to be I want information, right? I want to be with the majority, and I want to know, like, if you win and I happen to come in the bottom and I'm your ally, at least, you know, throw me a person that I want to go against, you know? So.
And then the last question before we turn it over to Matthew, who would you want to be your partner this season from the vets and then from the threat side? Who would you want to be your female partner?
Starting with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Vet female, I think I would pick. I heard how y'all been trolling. This is because I've been listening to y'all, but I'm loving Nani. I'm loving Nani this season.
I'm a Nani fan. Matthew might be trolling more than I am.
I'm gonna say, like, Nani is one of those players, you know, that they just throw. She's a challenge character, right? And you know, like, it's a high possibility she's not going to win, but she's playing a game again. Like, you know, she's politicking again. She's being social. She is a big advocate for Turbo. She's know how to, like, you know, control him a little bit, but she's always in the finals. Sorry, it's my dog. He's always in the finals. But I'm loving Nani because she's always down for whatever. She's just always so hard on herself. So I think her having a partner like she does, like Justin, that's a great balance. So I think I love Nani this season as a vet. So that's my vet partner. For a guy, if I had to pick a guy, I think I would pick like a rookie player who's strong. I like Will a little bit, strictly because he's messy. He don't know what's going on, and it's like, bro, you're gonna make us go into elimination. But I'm somebody who is very impulsive. You watch me play, I don't care. After a while,
you would like his gameplay, Matthew.
Yeah, I want to stir shit up too. It's like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Like.
Okay, so Matthew, what are you thinking about, like, the divide? Which side would you want to be partnered up with? Who would you want your partners to be, etc.?
Well, I mean, I'm definitely riding with the Nani and Ashley alliance. So, and them partnering with all those rookie girls is definitely the side that I'm going to be rocking with. And then Justin, Leroy. So that's my crew if I'm in the house. But in terms of partner, I think I'm definitely not going to choose Nani because I just don't see her winning. I am liking Nani a lot this season as a character as well, so I can agree with all of that. But I think I go Michaela if I just want to win. I think Michaela is just very savvy, and people are intimidated by her. Nobody wants to see her in an elimination or a final. So I think that is someone, if you can get there with her, is like you have a really good shot. And then for the rookies, I would say, I mean, Sydney is a really fun personality, and she's bringing it competitively as well. So I'd probably lean that direction. I would just have so much fun with Sydney. And the reason I wouldn't pick Ashley is because I don't want Ashley stealing half that money from me. So
you'd be friends, though. You guys would be so tight.
Yeah, I don't think
you gotta keep her at arm's length.
Yeah, like, we're gonna win that, and she's gonna steal that money from me, even if I am like sucking up to her the whole season. So
yikes! I mean, yeah, to mitigate that being a possibility, I can understand that. I don't even know who I'd choose. I think I wish that CT was still there. I'd probably still choose CT. I know that he's not been, you know, as physically competitive as some of these guys, but he did really well in the mini final, and it shows that he still has that a capability of getting to the end. He can do all the eating. He's strong, so he could like lift and carry me everywhere if need be. So, but he's not there. I don't know who. Maybe I'd go with Turbo, but I do worry that if there's any sort of word puzzle or something like that he has to do on his own, he might drop the ball. But Turbo would be a strong person to have. He's also good at puzzles still. So I guess I'm choosing Turbo. And what rookie boy would I want? Would I choose Will?
No, I think honestly, in terms of like winning, I think like there's some good rookie men. I think Yeremi, Cedric,
Derrick.
Derrick, I think is too small. Like he's too slight. I think I need someone a little sturdier. Just in case it's like,
Hall brawl or something like that.
Like a weighted thing. So I wanted someone that had a little bit more mass. So that's why it's kind of like not Justin, not Cedric necessarily. If Gabe wasn't such a dunce, like his size could be great, but like he's just such an idiot that like I would not be able to work with him, and his size is not useful if he's stupid. So I don't know. Will is still kind of up there.
See?
What about Yeremi?
Yeremi would be it's either Yeremi or Will is who I would choose. Yeah, Yeremi's pretty like agile. He's a little bit sturdier than some of the other guys. I don't know how he's.
You don't want to be a Leonardo? I love Leonardo.
Kind of petite.
That's the dude who's partnered with Ashley, right?
Yeah, they are crazy dynamic duo.
But no, I think it would be Will or Yeremi for me, and then I think it would be Turbo. You know that I love Turbo for the vet guy. I think. Yeah, it wouldn't be Leroy for sure.
I just noticed I said Nani and Will. Ill.
We love the Nani and Will here. Like, let them keep cooking. So Jake is kind of worried about Aneesa's arguing and think it's going to be bad for their game. What do we think about this whole fight? Have we gotten any more information as to what happened? Like, Matthew, do we know what actually happened with that fight? And like, was it really low blows that happened? And but they didn't show everything. Like, what's going on with that?
Yeah, I think like a lot of low blows that they would just never air on TV. And then I also think some of it is trying to protect Aneesa, seeing as she is like the face of the official challenge podcast. I don't think MTV wants to either like show her in a negative light or have like show too much of Ashley going at her. So I think they showed us like 5% of the fight, but from what everyone is saying, a lot of low blows. John A was on a podcast this week and said basically the same, that there was a lot of really deep, dark stuff said on both sides. And John A even said like she wouldn't take a side because both of them were in the wrong. So I think production was trying to save face for both of them a little bit.
JS, do you know who Jake is?
Yeah, Jake is Aneesa's partner, correct?
Okay, no, I mean, we never see him, and then he'll come up on the screen, and we're like, oh, who's that guy? Did you watch his season of Love Island?
No, I don't watch Love Island. I never watched Love Island before. So
not even Love Island game.
I know this is a super turn. Only love show that I do watch is super toxic is Temptation Island.
I watch it too. It's pretty toxic. You might enjoy Love Island games, especially this past season. It has some messy characters in there. Johnny Middlebrooks that you probably saw in a couple of seasons of.
Yeah, I was tempted when he came. He was messing with Nerys. I'm like, who is this guy? Like he's playing. But then he lost pretty fast. So I'm like, oh man, I ain't really get too much of him. But I didn't know. He's going to be on
House of Villains as well. So
yeah, he's on a season of House of Villains with Tyson. So I can't wait to watch that.
But so yes, if you're gonna watch a love show, Love Island Games most recent season up until like the last few episodes was a nice and messy season with some people that you might enjoy watching for sure. I thought it was pretty funny when all the UKs and some of like the threat guys were commemorating CT pile of clothes and his shorts. That's all that's left of him. Poor
they did it with Bananas too. So this is the second time they've been like commemorating these like legends of the game, but nothing for Cara Maria.
Well, she kind of left it a different way, I guess. Maybe that's why.
Yeah, I guess.
Are you a Cara Maria fan? Like, obviously, excluding anything personal that's happening in her life. Like, obviously, we want to send love to her and her family. We don't want anybody to go through anything, horrible like that. But what about as a game player and maybe her social media presence? Like, how are you feeling about Cara Maria as a challenge player, and the fact that she wasn't invited to the reunion?
I didn't even know she wasn't invited to reunion. That's news. But I cheer for Cara Maria's when Laurel is there. It's strictly because like I always want her to beat Laurel. I don't know why. I love Laurel, but I just always want her to beat Laurel. Just so she can feel like, she finally got her. But a lot of the time she does play the victim, and it does get annoying, but she is a super great competitor to play with. So I enjoy watching her. She was fun when that season she played was partners with, I think, Maria. She's partners with Maria. So that's when she grew on me around that time. So and then Amanda used to always get in her face. So it was like I always enjoy Cara Maria because she's always an easy target for people to hate and people to love, but she's always that person like, all right, we can't let Cara Maria win, and then she wins. So it's like if you can't beat the community target, then the alliance going to have to go after each other. So a player like that is always good to have in the house because she is good at the challenges. She just sucks socially.
Matthew, someone was mentioning that you tweeted recently that you wanted Laurel back on the challenge. Is that true?
Well, yes. I think Laurel is someone that brings a lot of mess to the show. And I do think Laurel is a good person to have on the show for the most part. I believe my tweet was more along the lines of a lot of Cara's behavior off the show makes me want Laurel back because I'm kind of siding more with Team Laurel, as in like in the sense that Laurel seems to be on the right side of a lot of things. So I'll leave it at that. But
No, I got you.
I think maybe a little some of what Cara gets is deserved.
Interesting. Okay, totally. I think we all get what you're putting down here, Matthew.
Not to say that everything Laurel does is correct, because Laurel, I certainly do not agree with a lot of the way that she behaves on the show. But from everything that I can see, Laurel off the show is quite pleasant. I haven't seen anything off the show that tells me that Laurel is super nasty. On the show, she's definitely had her moments, but yeah.
I see. I'm sorry. You're about to
go ahead.
No, I enjoy Laurel a lot. I want to put that out there. I do love Laurel probably more than Cara Maria, but it's just like like I said, in the game, she's so blunt when she want to be. She isn't like a great team player. Sometimes she quits, and it's like I don't know if I like that, because I know if she can win that time when she lost a ninja or something like that, it was just like, I don't know.
That was a dumb mistake though.
Yeah, but it's a lot of things that Laurel does. She just feel entitled, and it's like, come on now, but we know she has the potential to like dog walk any of these girls. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just want to see the best Laurel there. I want to see Laurel at her prime. I want to see Cam at her prime. I want to see like the great girls come back and compete with these new girls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We need Cam back on this show. Like, I like Leroy, but like, stay home with the kids for one season. Let Cam come back. I think like the dynamic of Cam in the house is a lot more interesting because she's more of a strategic force.
She's always working to get something done. She takes action. She's moving the pieces, as opposed to Leroy usually takes a little bit more of a passive position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like Cam is rallying the troops and Leroy is a troop. So I think the person rallying the troops is a lot more interesting. Honestly, Olivia this season reminds me a lot of Cam.
I can see that for sure. Or even like Tori at the same time when they both came in as mercenaries. I could see that for sure. Okay, what do you guys think about the fact that Gabe feels as that he is more connected than John Hay? Does he think that John Hay's never been on this show before and he just got some old lady that's his partner that has no connections, no idea what to do in this game, never been on a show before? Like, what is his problem?
So I actually have an answer to that. Apparently CT told Gabe that her wins on All Stars are like JV wins. So he was under the impression that she beat like a bunch of old people and that her wins were not impressive. So that came from CT. And CT told Gabe that in front of John A, like saying like, oh yeah, like her wins don't count. So he was under the impression like, oh yeah, I just have this like perennial loser on my team. She's like done one season in the last 10 years. And that was because CT was downplaying her achievements.
Interesting. Okay, that would maybe make me think a little bit differently, but no matter what, she still got to the end of a game and won twice in a row. Like, they're giving credit to Wes, like, you know, about winning. I think I don't think they'd be like, oh, that win didn't count. Like, I think everybody else that's won All-Stars other than John. I mean, we know that we didn't like how it went down season 3 or 2. Was it 2? 2.
I think it was
that 2. The one that would piss us off with when it should have been like Darrell and the girl with the name starts with J. Remember, like it was all like controversy when she went with MJ.
Yeah, with MJ. That was season 2, I believe.
2. Yeah. Okay. But anyways, like, so I know that has a little bit of an asterisk beside it, but she still did put in work and did a lot of the activities there to deserve a win. And so she's gotten to the end 3 times. She got to the end first season too. And if she would have been 3rd place if they just didn't have like, you know, one person winner. So yeah, I don't know. I think that it's kind of weird of Gabe to still not give her any credit for getting to the end of 2 seasons or 3 seasons in a row.
Yeah, I am not a Gabe fan. I don't think anyone is, but I think that players like him are necessary in the game as well, like that are super delusional. Like, again, I don't care for like the super physical aspect of it, but he comes in like with his one-sided mind. He don't want to hear anyone else. But John A, I think, was a great partner for him. Seriously, she know how to like play the game. She will get snapped on. She fucking dated Zach before. So it's like come on now. She can deal with the big asshole. So I was like, look, she can talk with Gabe, she can work with Gabe, and she can do what she has to do to get him to the end. And it's like, listen, man, I'm social enough to where I can be in rooms with players and they won't talk about me in my face. I know that about this game. I know not everyone might not like me, but if I'm stuck in the majority of the room and you're stuck in the majority of another room, that's just how John A. mind works. And she's so good at the game now because she was a fan after she was off for so long. So I don't know. I enjoyed John A. as a champion, as a player, and I hated the way Gabe treated her.
Yeah. Gabe is like a more unlikable version of Fessy, but I do agree that I think Gabe, as much as I don't like Gabe, I do think like there is a future for him on the show because as much as everyone dislikes him, we're talking about him. Like there's so like people like Jake, we have nothing to say about. Gabe, like love him or hate him, and 90% of people hate him. We're talking about him because he's like making these boneheaded decisions, because like he is obviously delusional in his views on John A. And not only how he was feeling about John A, but also his delusion to their place in the game. They were so safe because they weren't part of either alliance. And in this format, being in the middle is such an advantage, but he threw it all away just to get a new partner when it didn't matter at all. Like he was going to be safe for the next 4 weeks unless they lost a daily. So the delusional player that is like still entertaining is definitely a necessity. So it is a more unlikable, yet still an upgrade on Fessy, in my opinion.
Okay. I can't say that is not true. Aviv and Ashley are talking about all the votes, that they basically have the votes. But Nani's getting worried about maybe the Turbo and Sydney of it all because they've been burning their votes. So as Aneesa and Jake, they've been burning their votes. They're not really showing who, they're not really siding with them, but they're not siding against them. So Sydney, though, is starting to get worried that she's going to get poached. She doesn't want anybody to do this new twist to defect and what is it called, stake your claim and try to get a new partner. I thought it was really funny, though, that America was like, this twist might flop. And they kept it in. And I'm like, I want the twist to flop so badly because, like, I usually hate twists, but you're laughing, Jay West. Like, do you like this twist? Do you like
I love that
twist?
America said that. I forgot that she said that. That was so funny. They was all like, "No, it's gonna happen." And she was like, "It's gonna flop." I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, twists usually do flop. Now, Sydney says that she doesn't want to be poached. And then we do see her worried again in the next episode. Do you think that someone's going to try to take Turbo? Do you think Adrienne is going to try and get Turbo and go against Sydney in something?
So, to be honest, I've been thinking a lot about this, and it makes so much sense for Theo, Adrienne, Olivia to stake a claim, because they know they're going to be voted in regardless. So if one of them is going to get voted in, stake the claim, and then you get a partner that you probably won't get voted in with, or worst case scenario, you go in anyways. So if you're going to get voted in, like if Adrienne is going to get voted in, yeah. So why wouldn't Adrienne steal Turbo? If she beats Sydney, she's with Turbo and ultimately becomes safe.
And
or
then
she
Sydney
goes in anyways.
With Theo, which is also a good alternative.
Which also could make Theo and Sydney safe. So then it's like, all right, you have to do something different. So I kind of agree with America. This might flop because of that, like, flaw in the system, where now those three players in particular have every incentive to switch whenever they can.
Yeah, but you can only do it once.
Is it each person can do it once, though?
I think you could only stake your claim on someone and do it, I think, once. I think that's how it goes down. Because
so hypothetically, if Gabe and Johnny would have, like, sorry, spoilers, they would have came back, they would have had the opportunity to stake a claim again, or Johnny would have.
That's what I don't understand. I feel like Johnny still would be able to stake a claim, because it wouldn't really be fair. Yeah.
But I don't think that Justin could be staked again.
Yeah, I feel like that's...
Nani, I think, still could, but you're right. It's not clear.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Steve here is saying that each team can do it once. But, like, what about the people that have been claim staked? They could, like, Nani could essentially, both of them should still be able to do it themselves because they haven't done it.
So, and honestly, like, even if the team could only do it once, it would still make sense, because then Theo and Adrienne are going to still be with partners that won't get thrown into elimination.
And you can't switch it around again, you mean, right?
Yeah, and then Olivia would still have the chance to do it. So they could do it at least twice. And if Olivia feels like, okay, me and Will are definitely going in, why don't I steal Yeremi or steal Cedric, and then they're not going to put in Michaela. So yeah, I feel like that's definitely going to happen. Like, those Theo, Adrienne, and Olivia are going to have to do it.
Definitely no harm at all. So the daily is called Band Together. Basically, there's like this big cylinder where there's a flag at the end. It's on a bit of a seesaw, like a divot, and you have to kind of grab heavy items that have bands on it to stabilize this long pole. What do you guys think of this daily?
It wasn't too bad. I enjoyed it. It was just pretty challenging. You run, you go get something, you come back, pretty quick and to the point. I do enjoy challenges that's somewhat similar to that. I like, because anyone could have won, right? Mm-hmm. Some of those puzzles that people say that's the equalizer, but it's a lot of people who are great at puzzles, and you want to be on that person's team because that's a puzzle person. But the challenge like this, anyone could come in first place.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. In the confessional before the challenge, we see Derrick and Dee talking, and Derrick's like, "Oh, I don't want to hurt my friends," and Dee's like, "Who cares?" I did like that. It's like, who cares, Derrick? No, none of them care about you as much as you care about them. Matthew, you're laughing.
Yeah, it just goes like towards my frustrations with Derrick a little bit recently, where it's like, why is a rookie having to tell you how to play the game? And it's like, Dee kind of gets the point of the challenge. It's like, hey, like, who cares? Like, you vote them in, whatever. They go home and they're back next season. Like, don't worry. You're not going to lose a lifelong friendship because Aneesa doesn't win season 41 or Leroy doesn't win season 41. They're both going to be back on 42. It'll be fine. But like, Dee understands that more than Derrick. And I mean, Derrick did say, like, yeah, I'm kind of learning the Survivor way. And I do think there is some merit to that because survivors typically only play once. They are playing to win a little bit more. And I do like how Dee is incorporating that into the challenge where it's like, all right, like, let's just win this season. And then you don't have to worry about anything. Like, you'll be fine. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, Dee is not worried about future games. She's just worried about this one. And like, you're right. That's a better attitude. That's what we were finding annoying with like the Vacation Alliance, et cetera, because you're like, oh, we don't want to mess up my potential alliance like 3 seasons from now. And Dee's just kind of in the mindset like, no, I'm on this season. Let's play to win this season. Who effing cares about, your friends? They'll either be your friends or they won't, but like, who cares if you win? But they do end up winning this challenge. I didn't really hear the rules properly, so I didn't realize they're going to be alternating back and forth who's going to run and pick up the heavy items and bring them back. And then mostly the women were trying to do the plank bit where they grab the flag and come back just because they were lighter. But it came down in the end to Gabe and Johnny versus Yeremi and Aviv. And I was very surprised by those. Well, Yeremi and Aviv being... I feel like they're quite agile, that they were down in the bottom, and that they ended up losing to Gabe and Johnny. Were you guys as shocked as I was? Seems so.
Yeah, I had a question. I would, not a real question, but I just assumed, I didn't see anyone try to just rub on the, like crawl on it the whole time. Like, I'm like, how come everyone's standing the whole time? You thought you had to?
They must have had to be standing, stay on their feet, I'm guessing.
I mean, I was shocked that it ended up being to those last 2 teams because, Yeremi is pretty, he's a great competitor, and Aviv, obviously, she's tiny, and she's, like you said, it was a lot of the girls that were going first. So I thought that she would have
better,
got
for
it,
sure.
exactly.
I thought she'd been first place.
Yeah, I thought Yeremi and Aviv on paper would have been first place as well. I mean, they seem like they're both really good with balance. Like, Aviv is super low to the ground. She's probably the smallest girl there. So, she's light too. So I figured this would be right in her wheelhouse. And then Aviv is, Yeremi, we saw later, is a climber. Like, he's obviously agile. So the fact that they couldn't figure this out was quite surprising. And I wonder if maybe they didn't get as many bands and they were just trying to walk without the bands. And then it became a bit of an issue. Enough. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that was definitely shocking. I assumed that, with all due respect, someone like Gabe or Aneesa and Jake would have had some trouble here. But a light, agile team ended up losing, which was weird.
So the order: first place, as I mentioned, Dee and Derrick. Second place, Ashley and Leo. I also find their commentary, because he's like, this is the second time I was paired up with Ashley. The first time she was screaming at me, but now I kind of like it. And she's being a good partner to him, and I do like their dynamic together. I think they're kind of cute. Third place is Turbo and Sydney. Fourth, Olivia and Will. Fifth, Nani and Justin. We thought Nani was potentially going to win this round because she was out on the beam first, but then she ended up falling in the water. And I guess he has to do another lap and bring more bands back if you fall in. And so she ended up getting 5th. Cedric and Michaela 6th. Jake and Aneesa 7th. Adrienne and Theo 8th. She's carrying this team, apparently. Do you guys agree that Adrienne is carrying this team with her and Theo?
This episode, no. I don't think so. We'll talk about that, but I do think she is. She's carrying this team. Yeah, I would say.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Adrienne, but I do agree. I think this was a really good episode for Theo. That's another team I thought would have struggled with this daily as well. Actually, they're not Theo is massive. Adrienne's not the smallest girl there, so I thought this would have been a struggle for them. But yeah, they did pretty well. I think good episode.
8
for
is
Theo.
still not great, so
Yeah,
they
it's
struggle
not
a little
great,
bit.
You know, Adrienne kind of remind me of. I'm glad I'm here with you guys to say this. I haven't had the opportunity to say this.
Siobhan? I don't know.
No, Georgia.
Georgia?
Remember that season with Bear in Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess I've seen Georgia on a lot of shows, so like I know
See,
her
I only
personality
seen her on the
better.
challenge.
Yeah, because I would say no, but like maybe if I've only seen her that one season, maybe.
Okay.
I
Maybe
feel like
was-
Georgia has like a bigger personality than Adrienne.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
I just sometimes I just think of these new players and I try to like because sometimes these shows they do typecasting and it's like you think like who are they trying to like who's trying to be the next Jordan here, who's going to be the next CT. When they had the Rogan thing it was clear, but it was like I don't know, that's just in my own head, but go ahead.
Look, I'm just thinking of like the personality that I know of Georgia. She's like usually likes to get in bed with like a guy. Like she's kind of messy in that way. She'll get into fights with people. I guess we were thinking maybe her confessionals, Adrienne's confessionals. Maybe those are kind of
I do
similar.
kind of think Adrienne would have messed around with CT if she was his partner. I did see the vibe when they was when they won that that challenge together when they was doing puzzles or something, and I felt the funny flirtation banter.
I think I
with those
did
two.
mention that point. That maybe they'll have a little.
And I think CT would have folded. Like he has a type. You remember the one season when he got into a fight? Actually, he was messing with a girl similar to her.
That was who Chantele mentioned.
Siobhan.
See, great minds. We all here with it.
Siobhan looks like Adrienne.
That's
for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
But I don't think their personalities are the same because Siobhan was like very ditzy and like not there for the challenge.
Well, Adrienne looks like she would be like that. You know what I mean? But she actually has a little more game-minded than Siobhan was.
Yeah. Like I remember when we did the draft in the preseason, I was like the last 3 women drafted were Adrienne, Blue, and America. And I picked Adrienne not knowing anything about her because I was thinking like, all right, well, Adrienne just lost like 150 pounds. Like she's obviously like very into
Motivated.
Fitness.
Mm-hmm.
She obviously has motivation. She obviously knows her way around a gym at least. Whereas like Blue and America are more like the girly girls, like there for the vibes and the drama, which I love as a character. But I think like win equity, I actually do think Adrienne has some win equity. And if she can swap partners and get with Turbo, I think that's a scary team.
Yeah, that could be
smart too. Yeah,
could be pretty good. Or though, if Turbos doesn't like you, though, like I don't know if he might be pissed that you took away Sydney. You know,
I think he would be at first, but Turbo is, for all like the crazy that Turbo brings, he is a very good partner to female partners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just wonder though if someone goes against him because we do see him yelling next episode. So I'm like,
I think he would be more mad at Theo, like thinking Theo like got it
had
in
something
her
to do with
head.
it.
Yeah,
potentially. So then ninth place is Aneesa and Leroy, and then as we said before, Gabe and Joni versus Yeremi and Aviv, and Yeremi and Aviv. They were last, and I'm still actually shocked that they were the worst out of all of them. But I would think that they would have been the best. So that is crazy. So after the daily, Theo wants to divide the super lines. Of course, you're going to want to make some cracks in there, and it's nice to see that he's being a little bit more game minded and a little bit less reactionary. But he wants to like take some steps forward. So I'm happy that he's starting to come out and play a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be too late. We see Michaela on the other side wants Theo and Adrienne to go in. But I love that she's like, okay, but don't tell anybody. Let's just stay quiet. Let's just stay quiet. And they all put their hands in. They're like, be quiet. Now, do you think if they were more vocal with what they were doing, if they would have had a different outcome this episode? Because the fact that Gabe and Janae did not know specifically where the Super Alliance was putting their votes, it did more easily allow Gabe to be influenced by Theo. So do you think that this could have been a game changer for them?
Maybe. I do kind of think like, loose lips sink ships. So if they want to keep a plan, they have to, keep it with each other, right? Michaela's so smart. So I do think that it's smarter to not say things because Gabe is someone who's only playing with guys. He's only talking with the guys, and it's telling that he don't want to play with what's the name? John A. So I think he would have believed anyone at that point, anyone besides her. So Theo, he did what he had to do to save himself, which I thought was a great move. But because he was in the dark as well, you know, he probably messed his own game up or saved himself. But at the end of the day, he's not in a big alliance, so you got to play balls to the wall.
Matthew, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I question whether Gabe would have listened to the other side, only because
his ego's out of control.
Yeah, to Jay West's point, like he's got a big ego, and the other side is being ruled by the women, and I don't think Gabe is going to listen to the women. I think like Theo was able to get into Gabe's head because he's like a big buff guy. Yeah, and like I don't think like Ashley and Nani telling Gabe like don't do this. I think he would be more inclined to do it because the women were telling him not to. He seems like that kind of guy. And like, if I'm wrong, like apologies to Gabe. But he does seem like that kind of guy that is like easy to manipulate if you're a man. But like, if you're a woman, he will probably be defiant.
You guys are both not wrong.
One thing I will say too, this is when the vets need to be in the game at this point in the game, like, or at least be more vocal at this point in the game, because what happened to the layup team? You always want to keep one layup team, and Theo and Adrienne is on paper the layup team, right? And or Aneesa and Jack or Jake. But I don't know. I wouldn't like to run the final with another strong team. That's just my mindset behind it. I would not.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Because I would want a strong team during the dailies. But once the season is getting at the end and I'm looking at my competitors, I'm like, I see you, Theo. I need you here. You suck.
He did get third, though, in the mini-final.
Valid. But
I actually think the layup team is Leroy in America, personally. If I had to say one, but I do agree, like, they're not really keeping any of the like more obvious layups. Like the fact that Leroy is the layup team, and Leroy is very capable physically, at least. I just think America is going to have a rough time if she makes a final.
I hope she makes it, though. I want to see what happens when she runs it.
I love America. She's so down for whatever. Like she will give her
so happy
all.
to be there.
Yeah.
We have a costume party hosted by Dee and Derrick. They are both dressed up as each other. I wish it was funnier, but it wasn't. Adrienne and Theo are dressed up military. Johnny and Gabe, he's a pimp and she has all the money. We got Leo and Ashley being the devil and angel. Mr. and Mrs. Ryder is Will and Olivia. They're a cowboy and cowgirl. And Nani thinks it's so hot. Like, she has just been deprived of, like, testosterone, I guess. Like, what's happening, Nani? Like, yes, I think he's an attractive man, but, like, I wouldn't be drooling over him with his shirt off and a cowboy hat. What's going on here?
Yeah, this is like not like the costume party on season 39 where Horacio and Nerys came out looking like Greek gods and goddesses. Will is like, yes, Will is a good looking guy. Most people on the challenge are good looking, but I think it's like more like everyone was drooling when Horacio came out in his little outfit, but this is a little different. And the funniest scene. Honestly, the funniest scene of the last like 5 years was the scene in the 38 final when Horacio was riding the bike.
Oh,
and there's just a slow-mo of him sweating. And there's like Bananas and Jordan are like looking at him. And it's like, look at this guy. Like this guy, who let this guy on the challenge? If Horacio had a personality, he would really be like the next great challenger.
Maybe he's just still young. Like maybe he'll be a little bit more fiery once he gets into his 30s or something.
Well, you did hear him, and he's a single guy now.
I know, but I think that Nerys made him more interesting. Unfortunately, like, is he interesting?
I didn't hear that. I just seen a picture that they're split.
Yeah, no, I know that they're split, but I'm just saying that like if he were to come back on the show, would he be entertaining? I felt that Nerys was the one that made him more interesting as a player.
To be honest, like
Or
it
character.
could be interesting to see them back where they're broken up and they're like trying to navigate their relationship post-relationship.
Would Laurel be there as well? That'd be fun.
Yeah, that would be messy. Laurel, but Laurel is in a long-term relationship now, I think, too.
Oh. Okay,
I think-
didn't know that.
I kind of like, yeah, I agree with you. It's interesting to see that dynamic in the house, and it would be fun for us to watch. I would be glued, but I think that it would be like, for instance, I was just thinking while you guys were talking, like Jay and Michelle, they always play together. Every time Jay's there, Michelle's there, I think. And it's like, I would love to see Jay play alone. I never seen him come into the challenge, I think, alone without, yeah, he did. He beat
His first season.
CT.
First season, but he was out, what, first or second?
No,
No,
the season he beat CT. Michelle wasn't there.
Oh.
That was the
correct.
season they threw him into 3 straight eliminations, and he lost the third one.
That was the third one he lost with Rogan, correct?
Yeah,
that one?
yeah.
Right, and he beat CT episode 3, I think that it was. Anyways,
Yeah.
I can't
I actually do agree. I would love to see Jay back because I think Jay is
without
like,
Michelle, though, it's insufferable.
yeah, Jay is like an underrated, fun villain, I think. Like he is like a sneakier player, and he is always back against the wall because everyone dislikes him for some reason. But I do think Jay would be someone I would be interested to see for 42, 43.
He would be in there as a vet this season. That would be interesting. I wonder who he would be working with.
Do you guys like the pairs, the 2 players, like the boy girl pair?
I don't mind this. As long as it says boy girl, because I don't like when they have mixed sex, mixed like gender. Like I want it to be either. No, it has to always be mixed, like boy girl.
And it
Right,
has
it
to
doesn't
stay vets with new threats. Like I
Yes.
like it if that's the case. If at some point you can switch and be vet, I don't like that, but I don't mind a paired final.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I like the seasons or the themes where they have like the flip the skull or flip the those like where it's up for grabs, where it's always 3 people in the sand or 4 people in the sand, and then you get lucky and you pull the wrong card or something like that. I always love
I don't mind that.
those type of things, but I wouldn't be mad at a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like those too, as long as like it's like the last place team in the daily is in, and then the second person that goes in is like
nominated
pulling.
or pulling.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't mind that. Like I don't like house votes are fine, but like they tend to be pretty straightforward, like 9 out of 10 times.
I'll take the kill card. That was fun. There's a couple seasons that they did. Well, they did it the one season for sure. They did variations other seasons. I don't mind the kill card. The other costumes that I wrote down, I laughed when Michaela and Cedric came down. There were Hugh and Hefner, basically had bunny ears on. Michaela wasn't really that impressed by it.
I was laughing at Cedric when he was doing that little magic mic thing.
not great. And Gabe and Justine and Nani were king and queens, and then everybody else they kind of just like Rolodex through. Did you notice any other costumes that we're mentioning? So we're gonna play a game. They kind of play some of these games usually on like the Housewives. So the first question is if you both were to switch bodies, what would be the first thing that you do in the morning? And they're asking this to Ashley and Leo. Was the joke that she was gonna jerk off? It was him, like, but instead she said that call all of your exes and apologize to them. Or, anyways.
Hey, I mean, Cassie from Love Island would definitely appreciate that. So Ashley is for the girls.
For the girl. She knows that she has a little dirty dog.
Well, not him. You heard what he said. He's for the streets. Get fucked.
Another question was to Gabe and Johnny, what year did you graduate high school? And everybody was just noticing, like, even just in this stupid little game, he's so mad at her and so, like, just doesn't want to play, doesn't want to relax, doesn't want to bring his guard down. People are just like, God, I hate this guy. Sydney's like, oh, he's the worst. Oh, everyone's just like, he sucks so badly, and they feel bad for Johnny here in this situation. And then she still gets the fucking question right, and she doesn't even know this guy, and he doesn't give her nothing. I'm sick of him. I know you love him, Matthew, and you think he should come back, but like, I would fucking be furious if I was Johnny and in this partnership. Like, he's the worst.
Oh, I definitely don't love him. I just think
appreciate
like
what he brings to the show.
Yeah, I just think like it is necessary because if we just like, I don't want to go back to like 2 seasons ago when it was like so many like game bots and people that are just like sucking up to the vets. And I think at least Gabe is not that. Like he is kind of like on an island, and I think it's more interesting than like some of the others. Like I would rather him come back than Fessy.
Yeah. Unless Fessy is single and ready to be messy.
But even when Fessy hooks up, like he's still boring. Like yes, he's hooking up, but he's just like he's just being boring with someone else. Even Amanda couldn't make Fessy interesting when they were hooking up and dating. And Amanda's like a star whenever she's on the show. He was hooking up with her and he was still boring.
Okay. You have something. In the morning, we see Johnny talking to Gabe about how Theo approached her. And she did, from what I heard her say to him, that he maybe would be saying Ashley and Leo. There was no, from what I gathered from what she said, there was no definitive like language around who Theo said to her. But this is what she was imagining that he would be doing. But Gabe just doesn't trust her. And I just don't understand why he doesn't trust her when they're working together. They need each other in the game. So you can't not trust her because she's going to be doing anything that she can that would hopefully be for your best interest. Does he just not want to get duped by her and think that he's stupid? Like, what the fuck is his problem?
Can't even. I'm usually one of those people that agree with you but want to give you another perspective.
Of course.
I can't even help you here, Gabe. Like, seriously. He sucks. I mean, like, I would want to see him back just because he sucks. I wanted to see him humble, but it's hard to beat someone like him because even this season, when you're asking who would you want to play with, I was loving Bananas until he took Bananas out, and I'm like, God, I have to cheer for Gabe a little bit, but then no, I don't want to like him. But no, Gabe, he he's just somebody like Matthew said, he agrees with the guys and he's easily swayed by the guys. So he just keep his guard up with the girls for some reason. I don't know.
Well, and then also, so then he's pissed off with what his partner is telling them because they're trying to strategize as to what they should be doing. He goes and tells Theo and Olivia all this, what his partner says to him. And so now they're all mad at Janae. Now, yes, granted, they didn't say exactly who they were coming for. They didn't say a name, but I'm sure that was actually the name, or they wouldn't have been so pissed off about it. And then they go back and basically tell him that, like, oh, she's lying to you. And now they're able to get into his head again and being like, oh, now you got to defect and you got to go and you got to do this because they're coming for you. They're saying your name. And it's like, man, he's just so dead set out to see through how this all went down.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, a guy like Gabe is so simple-minded, and credits to Olivia and Theo again, because like Gabe is like a Rogan. Again, we mentioned like Fessy, like these like buff macho guys that in their mind, like they don't know the show, and all they know is like the YouTube clips of Hall Brawl and pole wrestle and balls in. They know the 1% of the show that is like ultra physical. And Olivia and Theo know that this is how a guy like Gabe thinks. And they tell him, oh yeah, go after Justin, because you'll definitely beat Justin in anything. But really what Gabe is thinking is, yeah, I'm going to beat Justin in a hall brawl or pole wrestle. But again, 1% of the game and a lot of other things, Justin is straight up going to be better than Gabe at. Anything endurance, anything puzzle, running. Like Justin has Gabe beat in most alliance-wise. Justin has Gabe beat. So the 99% favors Justin, but Olivia and Theo know that a guy like Gabe is going to be easily like manipulated. He's going to be cocky to think, oh yeah, I can beat this like scrawny gay kid. And they knew exactly what to say to Gabe and who to convince Gabe to go after. and it just backfired like hilariously in Gabe's face. So it's like, yeah, that's the thing. Like, if I was on the show, I'm like looking at a guy like Gabe. It's like, I can easily use this guy as a weapon to do what I want because he is so simple-minded as a game player.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, gotta give him kudos. So like they definitely did a good job with the right person to believe. It was easy, but like they knew to do it and they executed it perfectly. Dabu says Gabe needs to be on a season with the same male vets with ego. So Jordan, Corey, Fessy. We'll give him the Kells treatment. I mean, it would be interesting to see him. I'll have a lot of big ego, strong men on this team.
And one more thing I want to say on Gabe and him being like super easy to manipulate. And again, comparing it to Fessy. Do you guys remember the season where it was the last elimination before the final and everyone convinced Fessy to nominate himself to go against Kyle? And Fessy like wrote the letter saying like, this is why I'm going to put myself in. And he read the letter out. And it was so embarrassing because like Bananas and Rogan and whoever it was, I think Corey, just convinced Fessy that it's going to be a hall brawl, so you can just go in and win. And luckily for him, it was a hall brawl.
Yeah,
but like that, if it wasn't a hall brawl, Fessy could have lost to Kyle. Like Kyle
almost lost.
Slouch. Yeah, so it's like these guys that just like they don't understand the show and they think it's all physical. They are so easy to manipulate, and we just saw it again with Gabe. And next season there'll be someone else, like some other rookie that, like a Jonathan Young from Survivor, that comes in and is just so easy, like a Keanu maybe.
Keanu is definitely in that. Like I like Keanu more than I like Gabe, but he definitely listens to men more than he listens to women.
The only thing though about Keanu, Jay West, are you a Big Brother guy or?
Yes, I am.
So the thing about Keanu is he already got shit for only listening to men. So I feel like the next show he does do, he will want to work with the women to like save his image a little bit. Mm-hmm. Whereas obviously this is Gabe's first time on reality TV. Fessy wasn't really like only working with men on his Big Brother season. So I feel like Keanu might come onto the challenge and be like, yeah, I got to like save face and not be a misogynist asshole.
So we get to the nominations, and surprise, surprise, Gabe does decide to stake his claim against Justin. He wants to, like, and I love when Michaela's like, "Oh my God, you're playing into people's hands." Like, he couldn't even see it, and that was like the first thing that Michaela was like, "You don't need to do this, bud," but like he did it. So him and Justin are going to be going off to do their own special, in his mind, hall brawl. But instead, they are running up the mountain that they ran up at the beginning of the season. And they're going to be doing a 3D cube puzzle. Jay West, how are you at puzzles? I don't remember.
I'm better now. I actually went out on a puzzle the second time I played Sequester. But it was actually a similar puzzle to that. Like a 3D puzzle. But yeah. Puzzles now, I'm a huge Survivor fan. Let's just say that, and I'm not going to show my hand. I'm down for the team. I'm going to let the puzzle person be the puzzle person until we get to the individual immunity part. Then I'll show my ability. But and for the challenge, I think that I would have been okay in that. I'm a physical dude. I like to do gym stuff now. I go to the gym on a consistent basis. So
what's that? High Rocks? Is that what all the kids are doing these days? Is that what it's called?
High Rocks? I never heard of that.
I don't know. It's kind of like that other thing that got really popular for a while. CrossFit. It's kind of like that, but it's like something different. I don't know. But it's terrible in that way. So would you have been good at this 3D cube?
I think so. I think so. I'm a trash talker when I play. You guys probably know that now just from me talking with you for this hour. I would have tried to talk trash to Justin the whole time, like just to piss him off. And I think that's what everyone forget. That's an element of the game. When you play a game, when you talk trash, that's either going to mess someone up, that's going to make them play angry. Yeah. And if you beat me, I'm gonna look at it like I pulled the best out of you. I don't care. I'm talking trash to get me hyped. I'm talking trash to get. I don't have no fans here. I have to be my own fan. So
Well, just on a side note, are you still maybe wanting to get on any of these shows, any of these games? Like, are you auditioning at all, or like,
I
would you
haven't
like
been
to?
auditioning, but that's still the dream. I do love these shows. I would love to put my name in a hat, but right now I just been networking. I just been like being a social butterfly. Just keep going to these events
Just not
now.
going to the after party.
I know. Trust me, I should have took the train. I should have just stayed. But yeah.
Okay, no, because it'd be fun to see, someone like you on one of these shows that knows the show, but also are physical, like wants to be strategic. Like it would just be fun, and will trash talk. Like we kind of need this energy, and he's messy.
Yeah, that's and I'm just got singled after an 8-year relationship, so I know I'm kind of heartbroken, but I would definitely be in politics.
Oh, okay. Who would you be if you had the choice to be canoodling with? If you want to say, you don't have to say if you don't want to say anything.
I don't know. Honestly, it's a good amount of.
I mean, they're all pretty.
Yeah, I don't have a type.
All right, we'll save it for when you're on the show. We'll see it live in person who you're gonna politic with. So they run up this mountain, they solving the puzzle, they cut to a commercial break, and we learn that Justin is going to be coming back, which was, I knew that was going to be happening for sure. Like, it just didn't seem like Gabe was going to get this win. He needed to be humbled. He needed to look dumb. It was great.
And they went with the old fresh meat style of storytelling where they showed the winner and then they flash back to like them actually winning. And I don't think we've seen that since the fresh meat seasons where they would do that. So that was fun to see.
A little nod.
I don't think we saw that when they did the like elimination where like Nerys beat Horacio and Kyland. I don't think they edited it that way, but maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong. But it's been a while since they've done the flashback to the winner.
Mary's saying maybe West for Love Island.
It's funny because I remember watching one of your podcasts. He was asking everyone whose birthday is one of the challenge. Me and Kylan got the same birthday. I'm July 14th.
There you go. Maybe you're gonna go on the new Next Amazing Race with the next Taylor or something. One thing I did like too, though, was how they were showing the deliberation that was going on when they were up there doing the puzzle. I did like them being like I can't believe you're doing this, like the fighting back and forth. So there's some fight points that kind of happened here, I would say, right?
Yeah, like, I think Michaela in particular was really like. There's been some weird shit with Michaela and Olivia, like on social media. Nothing like too big, but there obviously is like a dislike. I know like Derrick Chavez was calling out Michaela earlier. Cara Maria now is calling out Michaela. So I think like a lot of it stems from here where Michaela basically called out Theo and Olivia and said like, hey, you guys manipulated him. Like this was all your plan. And then Theo gets into it with, calls everyone a pussy. And you can't say pussy in front of Turbo. Turbo does not like that, which I think is funny because Turbo's big thing is calling everyone a pussy chicken. But if someone calls a group of people pussy and Turbo's part of the group, Turbo loses his mind.
You think he got it's trademarked to him? Maybe he feels like he owns pussy.
Yeah, it's like the LeBron James and Taco Tuesday. It's you can't say it. You gotta LeBron gets some money, but yeah, definitely some fight points there. I think.
Okay, so Michaela, Ashley, Theo, and Turbo are fight points in that little thing?
I think you could throw Olivia in there, maybe. Right. I think she's a little bit of a part of it.
I do think though Michaela is like I agree with a lot of the things that she say, but sometimes it's like how you say it, and you don't have to be fake. You don't have to say anything any type of way. But Michaela is the type of person. Like her, I don't know if you guys watch Survivor. Her when she she hated the girl Fergie when she was like, or Figgy, yeah, she hated the girl Figgy just because she was like flirting with Jay and like flirting with the other dude, and she was like, and she couldn't hold her tongue anymore. She's like, I can't believe y'all I'm not even watching her. And then I'm like, that's Michaela now, like, but she's obviously way more calculated, but she's just looking at it like, you know what, I can't anymore. I can't anymore.
Well, I think Michaela's a Sagittarius, and Sagittarius are known to put their foot in their mouth, to spurt things out. They're not great at holding their tongue. So when she was on Survivor, that was kind of like baby Michaela. That was almost like a decade ago, right? Like maybe 8 years ago. It was a while ago. So I think she's learned a little bit more that like she's a little more curated when she speaks now. And it's cutting and it's on point. And I don't care. She can say whatever she wants, especially when it's pointing out the people that she's not working with, what they're doing in the game. So I'm here for it, to be fair. I don't remember liking Figgy as well. I remember thinking she might have been annoying. So
Figgy too.
I also like how Michaela and Ashley are like smart enough to clock like, hey, this wasn't Gabe's idea. Like, we know Gabe is an idiot, basically, is what they're saying. Like, they clocked, like, yeah, Theo and Olivia, this only benefited you. This is horrible for Gabe. It made no sense. Gabe you just essentially screwed John A over by forcing Gabe to do this. And I thought Theo had a good response too. He's like, hey, do you expect me to just willingly go into elimination? Which is like fair. But yeah, I really liked how they edited this whole thing. But I love how Michaela and Ashley clocked. Like, this was Olivia and Theo, not Gabe.
Absolutely. Taj wants us to remember a famous line of Michaela's on Millennials versus Gen X. Y'all stink. You haven't brushed y'all teeth and y'all kissing. That was Figgy, and what was the other guy's name?
Taylor.
Oh, well, speaking of that season, though, I want to see this. Hold on. Is it still it is still my thing. So, this was what you missed at the after party.
Oh man, I'm sick. I gotta go to San Francisco now.
That's me.
Oh, I did see that with you, Adam.
Me and Adam from that season. So, and Adam did say that if he were to work with somebody from like his season on like another season, it would have been Jay. So we did talk about Jay. I wonder if we'll see Adam Klein on one of these seasons of Survivor anytime soon. He's probably
Survivor or the challenge?
I mean the challenge.
Yeah, I don't know if Adam Klein is cut out for the challenge, unfortunately. But I do love Adam. Adam is a Big Brother Canada fan. And I met him in Toronto a couple times, actually, at the Big Brother finale parties. He had attended a couple of them. And yeah, he's just like the best guy. I would love to see him back on Survivor. I don't know if the challenge is his type of game, though.
You never know, but like bringing him in, maybe he'll do well. Who knows? You need all types of people on these shows, right? Right. Okay, so Justin, when he came back around the corner, he says, "Doubt me again, bitches!" And Nani's obviously ecstatic that her partner is back. After this, we do see Gabe talking to Aviv, and they're all like, "You're a dummy. We weren't even voting for you. Like, why would you just have talked to your partner and realize that we weren't voting for you?" And he's starting to see that he was manipulated, which is hilarious. And Nani, I don't know if she says to the camera or she said it to him, but there's not one person here that wants you to win money besides her. And like pointing that out to Gabe. It's like, your partner, maybe you don't like her, maybe you think she sucks, but anything that she's doing is for the benefit of both of you, hopefully. And so I'm happy that Nani's at least pointing this out to him because he's just such a ding dong. He knows nothing. All right, so we talk about no more burn votes. Turbo's saying this now because he didn't like how Theo was talking to people. He says that Nani is his number one, and Theo knows this. And so if he's going to try to come for Nani here and mess up what Nani has going on, that's no holds bar for Turbo. Like his protecting Theo is done, so no more burn votes. Are we happy about this?
Yeah, burn votes are always annoying. So I hate when there's like 3 different burn votes. Like I want to see the sides, like
layer cards.
Yeah, very clear. So yeah, Turbo was burn voting to protect Theo, and at least now we know that they're going to be at each other's throats.
Yes.
Can I throw a hypothetical? Like, say I was the vote, right? And you guys wanted to vote me. And I said, I want to vote for Matthew. Even though I know Matthew isn't going out, I'm voting you. And like, I don't think, I mean, that is throwing because I can't vote for myself. But, it's just, I'm saying like certain players, they do throw, but after a while, they know for a fact they have to continue to go after that person because they already wrote their name down. And it's like, if I wrote your name down once, I might as well just keep on doing it because you're going to eventually win or go after me.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely, whoever you choose to put a burn vote on is also someone that you don't mind if it becomes a pylon that they go out, or, it still could be somebody that potentially could get some heat in the future. I personally think it's a bit of a pussy move. It's a cop out. Like, show your cards, help your allies, or help, you want to do something to show where your position is, or so you just are not a valuable member of an alliance or friend group or whatever. So yeah, if somebody that I'm working with is burning votes, I would think that they're not working with me, and I'd be against them at that point. So it would be my barometer as to like who is not actually part of this group.
I do love when a burn vote backfires, though. That is like always the best TV. Like when Brittany threw her burn vote on Leroy, and then Veronica got like 4 votes on Leroy and sent him home. That was like an iconic failed burn votes. I think Veronica did another one in like the Ruins a while back with maybe Susie, sent her into elimination. But the one with Leroy was just iconic. And then like Leroy goes home because Brittany, who's tied to him, didn't want to cast her vote. So you need to be smart with those burn votes because like it is a chance for other people to like jump on board and like screw that person over big time.
100%. I mean,
yeah, Veronica is the queen of figuring out the burn votes.
100%. So lastly, in this episode here, we get to the arena. They're going to be playing Pull It Together. The first part of it is the women are going up on a climbing wall and they're pulling out these pegs. And then the second part of it is the men are going to be putting these pegs all back in one at a time as they climb back up the wall, and whoever is first to hit the buzzer is going to win this round. So somebody pointed out, I don't know who it was, that both Janae and Aviv were neck and neck on how quickly they were able to remove all these pegs. And so, and probably Michaela actually probably said this because she usually is the voice of reason, and that Gabe is going to have to do it himself. Like, he's going to have to beat Yeremi because Janae did her part. Janae held her own. And so they were pretty neck and neck for a lot of it, Yeremi and Gabe. But Gabe, we did see him fall twice. I don't know if it's just editing. And in the end, Yeremi does win this elimination, sending Janae and Gabe home. Janae was even still motivating him, being like, you got this, you're good, without being too annoying so that he would be like, oh, you kept on talking to me, and like blaming on her. Like, she was being as good of a partner as she could be with Gabe, and she took it really well. And I do have to say, I was happy when he was like, I'm sorry I did this to you.
Yeah, I thought the moment after the elimination was a really good moment where Gabe is essentially crying. Like, he's in, like, there's tears in his eye. He realizes, like, after all this, like, he realizes, one, he was manipulated. Mm-hmm. 2, he misunderstood, like, the game. Like, he went after Justin, willingly put himself in against Yeremi, and it wasn't physical. So Gabe realizes, like, hey, I screwed up, and I screwed up for you as well, Janae. And then Janae said to him, like, this is a lesson for you. Like, you can't trust everything that people tell you. Like, and that is the moral of the story here. You can't, like, you need to understand your position in the game, not what other people are telling you to do to benefit them. And Gabe obviously realizes that now. Gabe actually posted an Instagram, like, apologizing to Janae again, obviously, like, 6 months later now. But Gabe seemingly understands what went wrong, which is a good first step. But I did think that moment was a really good moment as like a full circle, egg on your face, but like at least you know that you're an idiot here.
And TJ at the end does say it didn't pay to stake your claim. And he doesn't say we'll be seeing you again soon. He's like, that ends your time here on the challenge. So would you say that he'll get a call back, Matthew?
I think yes. Maybe like I don't think he'll be like in every. I wouldn't be shocked if he's not on 42. I could see him popping up again, though. I think John A definitely deserves another shot on the flagship, and John A really got screwed this season because she came in late. She didn't have a chance to build relationships, and right after she comes in, Derrick Chavez goes home, so she didn't have anyone riding for her. So TJ didn't say we'll see in the future, but I think John A definitely. Gabe, I'd say like 70%, 60%.
See that. All right. Lastly, unless you have something to say about this, Jay West.
No, I enjoyed the episode. It was so great to watch. Again, huge challenge fan. Thank you for having me.
The last thing we need to
I'll
do,
have
though,
a laptop next time.
oh my God, this is totally fine. It works totally fine as long as you're comfortable. But the last thing that we're going to do here is find our MVPs for this episode. So do we have a male and female MVP? Who do you want to put your hat in the ring towards?
Mel, are we just going to do one at a time?
Sure.
So Mel, I would say Theo. He saved himself. He wasn't the last, even though you said he could possibly be like. Well, I said he could be like the layup team. But yeah, he saved himself by convincing and manipulating Gabe to go in, or to sacrifice himself. So good job, Theo. And he just was in elimination last week, and everyone basically said last episode that he's going to be the target over and over until he goes home. So, he just analyzed the house, and I felt like good job, Theo.
I hear that. Do any objections? Because I agree with that for sure.
No, I think for me, it's like a definite Theo. And I think the smartest thing Theo did was getting someone not in his alliance to disrupt the game for him. So he didn't put anyone that he cares about in danger. And I think Theo for sure. And on the same notes, like for me, I think for the women, Olivia makes a lot of sense for the exact same reasons. I think there are some other women that stand out this episode, Michaela, Ashley, but I just think they took themselves from the worst possible position to now like kind of neutral, and now like all they have to do is like win a daily, or one of them deflects themselves, and then they're like right back in the game. So do either of you see any other woman that should get it?
No, I already posted Theo and Olivia because that's kind of who I felt both deserved. Olivia, I think that she has been handling this season quite well. Like I know that she had a couple bad episodes where she was kind of feeling down on herself and whatnot, but she hasn't given up, and she's still trying to do things, and she's doing well manipulating people that she knows that she could manipulate. So I think that Olivia did a great job this episode for sure. I still think it's quite impressive that she's pregnant this entire time.
Yeah, I was gonna say she's doing all of this while pregnant, which is crazy.
Wow.
And so I can't really think of anybody that did better this episode. Like if Johnny managed to,
I was about to say John A.
not have this happen, but like it didn't go her way at all.
Because she even fell off the thing. He made her run back to go.
Oh, that was so rude, eh?
She was like, "I'm soaking wet, but fine." She still went to go do it. I don't know. And then she talked to Gabe, a hard partner to talk to, and I don't know. It didn't work, but yeah.
And I will say honorable mention to Justin as well for the man. But yeah, I just think Theo and Olivia had such a good episode here.
Agreed. Well, Jay West, thanks for coming on today. I know you've been wanting to come and chat the challenge for a while now, so I'm happy that we could make it work. So yeah, you can come back anytime you want, of course. Do you have anything going on you want to plug to the people? Any social media? Do you want people to follow you at? What's happening in your life?
Well, my Humble Pie page is basically where I do my reality TV rants, but I haven't been really active in like the past 2 or 3 weeks. But if anyone want to follow me over there, that's where I'm at, Humble Pie _31. I think I'm not 100% sure,
Okay,
but if
we'll
not,
find it.
I'm a troll. You'll see me in the comments. I talk trash all the time, all out of love though. So that's just me. I'm a big fan of reality TV. Hopefully, fingers
See,
crossed, you'll see
something
me on the
else.
show in the future.
I believe it. I believe it. Like, we saw him here first. He sunk his claim on a show, and he's on it. Matthew, how about you, Dev? On your podcast, do you have anything going on, especially with how well the Jays are doing right now?
Someone called. Sorry.
No,
Okay, if you're gonna peace out, bye.
No,
We'll
no.
talk to you
Someone
soon.
called.
Oh.
I
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Someone ended up calling me.
All good. You're good.
Yeah, nothing really going on. I've been doing challenge power rankings. I haven't done it in a couple weeks either. I think I'm going to do one this weekend as well. So pop culture piggies on YouTube, but you can check me out there. Twitter or X, the real P Dog. You can follow me. I live tweet most challenge episodes, and we'll have a hit tweet here and there. So that's it. Nothing major.
Nothing major. And so I think this is all I'm doing right now, but I know that the Traders Canada should be starting in a couple of weeks with our mutual friend is going to be on it, Kevin Jacobs. So yeah, that's in 11 days it's going to be starting, which is a great time. But you guys know the drill. Just like this, subscribe, do all the things. Leave your comments and we'll continue chatting about this episode and all the goings on. Actually, one last thing though, Matthew. What's with Will and Bananas? Were they on? Was he on his pod?
No, so the reunion filmed this week. And Dee, who is missing from this picture, but she's right underneath, he took a picture of the three of them, which I thought was really funny. Everyone looked great at the reunion. It seems like it was a eventful week, and Devin Simone was hosting the reunion, so that was fun. But everyone's in Amsterdam having a good time, and I'm sure we will have a lot to look forward to in a couple months.
Yay! Awesome. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Thanks again, Jay West, Matthew, everybody here in the chat, and we'll see you guys